Okay, so I removed the J-bolts that held the battery tie down, so they're pretty corroded. That's the battery hold down. This is like a rubberized coating. It's almost like this bracket was dipped in a rubberized coating, almost like a plasti dip kind of stuff. But you can see it came off like a snake skin, and the bracket's pretty rusted, but I think we could fix that. Let me show you what I'm gonna use. This stuff's pretty incredible. It's Eastwood rust converter. Transforms rust into a paintable surface, eliminates need for sanding, seals and prevents rust. I talked about it in my first video. Some of these hinges had superficial rust. Everything you see here that's black, that was superficial rust before, and it basically turns it into, you can see here I took out the battery. It's a lot of rust on the inside there. The outside I had sprayed it when I first got the truck. You could see it looks like a purple black, almost looks like mold, but it's actually the rust converter. This J-bolt here, you could see the part that did not get sprayed and the part that got sprayed. Obviously I'm not going to paint these. It's easier to just, you could find these anywhere, hardware store. So and I really don't care if I use metric or standard size, so there's no need to try to restore the actual hardware, except maybe for that bracket. So what I'm gonna do here is, by the way, the battery, if anybody out there wants to help, it's an AC Delco. Looks like it's a 40B19R, 340 cold cranking amps, 32 hour. Actually, I don't know if this is Japanese, obviously, battery, but the crazy thing about this battery is the positive terminal is a larger diameter than the negative terminal. I'm going to see if I could unscrew these and maybe use them in the new battery. I don't know if they're threaded. I also don't want this to explode in my face, so I'm going to see what I could do with that. So for now, I'm going to vacuum out all of this loose rust and dirt and whatever that stuff is, and then spray it down with this.
Brian, listen.
Okay, so I went out to try and get a replacement battery for this AC Delco. They had a very similar battery, but it had the larger, more common battery terminals. So I found this guy. It's for Duralast Gold Lawn and Garden. You could see it's got completely different ring terminals. And it's a little bit smaller height-wise. The footprint's exactly the same. But you could see the cold cranking amps on this one is 340. So this one's definitely an upgrade as far as that goes, with 350. And the average cranking amps is 435. So hopefully this will do the trick. If it doesn't, they had another one there that was pretty much the same size as this one, but it was $169, I believe. This battery cost me less than $50. Also, the other battery that was there, it had the positive on this side and the negative on this side, where this one actually at least has the same positive and negative poles on it. So what I'm gonna do for now is I'm just gonna flatten the existing terminal and just put a bolt through it. Eventually I'm probably gonna replace it with these ring terminals on the end, but for now I'm probably just gonna flatten it and then use these fasteners to secure it to this battery.
Brian Little. Brian, let's
Japan.
Okay, so battery's all mounted up. One thing I've noticed is the mounting bar looks like it's gonna touch the terminals. That's a no-no. I did plastic coat it, so that's a rubberized coating which should insulate it, but I'm still a little skeptical about it. So other thing is this battery is not as tall as the old battery, so these J-bolts, these are the old J-bolts. I was gonna use them until I get new ones, but they're gonna be way too long. If they were fully threaded like this one, they'll still work, but one of them is only a partial thread, so it will not, the screw is only gonna go down about to that far, and it really needs to go down that far. So for now, I think I'm just gonna leave it like this until, since I'm not gonna be driving it, until I get new hardware, possibly even a different mounting bracket. I tried to salvage this one, and I think it would keep working. It's just the fact that it's touching the terminals is a big no-no. The other thing too is I covered the battery cover with bed liner. Has this textured finish on it, which is pretty ideal for plastic, I think. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna put that on there just for now, and then once I get the hardware resolved, we'll just put a new battery tie down.
Brian, let's
Japan.
Alright, so moment of truth. Gonna test out the battery. Alright, looks like it cranked right back up, so we can scratch the battery off our to-do list and on to the next thing. It's gotten really cold here in Jersey over the past weekend, so might be putting off some of these projects till the weather gets a little bit warm. Working on that battery bracket with the cold weather. Painting and cold weather just don't mix very well, so it took very well for the paint to dry and stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully I'll be moving on to the next project. Thanks for watching.